see accurate real-time real estate info in real time.
YouTube. Oh, excuse me. What's going on? It's your boy Papa Shango. You already know. Back again, at it again, time and time again. So look, man, I was just chilling here and I figured this would be a good time to make a little video. For anybody that's seen my previous videos knows that I'm in Hickory, North Carolina right now for Swift CDL Academy. It's actually at a facility called TransTech Inc. Training me for my CDL. So we finished up week one. Kind of want to let y'all know what's going on. So basically, if anybody's going to be coming to this TransTech or another TransTech location via Swift, I know there's another location in Charlotte. There might be one in Asheville. I'm not sure. But anyways, I like this place because, they like to keep the class sizes small. Keeping the class size small allows everybody to learn. You got people from all walks of life, so people learn at different paces, and everybody's got different learning styles, and it allows us to be a little more hands-on and cater to each individual. So it's been pretty cool. So the first week, basically what we've gone over is, how to do our log books, how to do our paper logs, which I'll show you right now. Got it in my backpack. So these right here, these you can actually pick up at at the TAs, truck stops, etc., whatnot. Yeah, so basically they're showing us how to do our summaries here. Maybe this might be something that I'll go in detail about later on or in another video, and how to do them and whatnot. But yeah, so we've been documenting our days here, our days of instruction. And yeah, like I said, I might do another video later on to show you how those work. Anyway, so we've gone over that. Now it was me and another gentleman in the class that had already received their permit ahead of time, so that wasn't something that we had to worry about. But mainly the first week we're going over that, the paper logs. We're going over information as far as being able to get prepared and pass your CDL permit test, which is going to consist for Class A of general knowledge, air brakes, and combination vehicles. All right. So like I said, that wasn't something I had to worry about. I had already had it. So a lot of class time for me was a little boring. He actually allowed me and the other gentleman to, take some breaks and that kind of thing. But it was a pretty cool experience. Like I said, I already had my permit, but, there was still some information that I got to learn, some more new information. We watched a series of videos throughout the week going over pre-trip inspection. Let's see here. Combination vehicles, safety and wellness. As far as staying alert, not toxifying your body with so many types of drugs and caffeine, and you get sick, certain cough syrups, that kind of thing that can make you drowsy. Staying physically active. You get to a truck stop and you're going to be waiting a while, go for a little walk or something like that. I know some truckers even have like their bicycles strapped to the catwalk somehow. I don't know how they do it. I actually cycle a bit back home, so that's probably something I'm going to look into and figure out how I can do that for myself. Let me straighten this up some. Also, in the first week, we're going to go over pre-trip inspection. We're going to go over turning maneuvers. We're not actually going to be getting in the truck. That's not going to be until your second week. First week is all in class stuff. So here's the packet for the pre-trip inspection. There's quite a bit of information, and I'll probably make another video going over that later on, but there is quite a bit to check for. The pre-trip inspection is definitely something you want to pay attention to. Also in the first week, You're going to be going to take your physical, get your medical card, your medical certificate, medical examiner's certificate, so that you can actually go ahead and get your permit and whatnot. So most of the first week it's going to be pretty much all classroom. Like I said, you're learning some of those things. And on the last day, what we did was, which was pretty cool, we got out the atlases. Figured out how to route trips, how to plan your trips, that kind of thing, which can really come in handy. You're going to be using the Qualcomm, so you'll get your routes there, but it's definitely something you want to get checked out. Now, another thing which I didn't know that I got enlightened on in class. So let me see, how can I explain this? So when you get routed a trip or you receive a load from your dispatcher, all right, and it's gonna have a certain amount of miles on there that the trip is, which I didn't know until they explained this to me in class, is that's air miles. So that literally means from, if you're looking at the map, point A to point B, not going through the routes and blah, 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 your actual driving mileage. No, it's a straight air miles, point A to point B. And that's what you're getting paid based off of. I didn't realize that. I thought you get paid, I think with Swift starting out, it's like 34, 36 cents a mile. And I was assuming that was driving miles. That is not the case. It's actually going to be those air miles. So usually it'll balance out. It's not that much of a difference, but it still makes a difference, especially when we're talking about down to the mile. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's definitely something I was kind of I kind of got a hit in the stomach about. I was thinking it was driving miles. It's actually your air miles, point A to point B, if you're looking at the map. So, you can take it how you want it. It is what it is. I was thinking like, damn, that's money I'm going to be losing. Well, money that I, thought I was going to be making that I'm not. It doesn't quite work that way. It's going to be your air miles, point A to point B on a map. Like if you take a ruler, that mileage. Not your actual driving miles on the interstate and that kind of thing, which is cool. I mean, as a company driver, it doesn't really matter because you're going to be, you're fueling off the company's card. It's not like, see, I got a message. Let me move that out the way. It's not like you're paying for the gas. As a company driver, I'm talking to company driver. I don't have my CDL yet. We've actually got 3 more weeks. And another thing, so we actually had class this past Saturday and Sunday because the school's going to be used on, was used Monday and today for third-party testing. So we were off today instead of this past weekend, which is cool. It is what it is. I mean, it still balances out. We'll still finish at the same time as far as training, so it doesn't really matter. See, what else is in week 1? Like I said, you go to get your physical, you go to take your drug test. And the CDL training is not paid. I don't know if there's anybody that's confused about that. As far as Swift goes, when you're training for your CDL, like I said, I'm down here in Hickory, North Carolina at Transtech. You are not getting paid while you're here. So make sure you stack some money up because you're going to be here for a month. Excuse me. Make sure you can take care of your bills and all that kind of thing. But yeah, let's see here. And since technically this weekend actually was our the start of our second week, this past Saturday and Sunday, what we were working on is straight line backing and offset backing. All right, offset backing was pretty much, I don't think I need to exchange straight line backing. It's literally backing in a straight line. But offset backing is pretty much where you're pulling up straight out of another lane and you're going to be backing and cutting it back into a lane beside you. It's something you've got to do for a CDL test, so you need to get it down. I was just having a little bit of trouble with it just for, getting the whole left, right, left thing going on, because it's not just like backing a car, you know what I mean? That, I can whip in there, it ain't nothing. But with that rig and a trailer attached, it's definitely different, and it's not, it's been a pretty cool experience here. We're in the motel. I'm in my room right now just chilling. But, Yeah, it's definitely something you want to pay attention. Do what they tell you. You know, if you're getting an idea like, well, let me try this way because, you know what I mean, I think this might work better, don't. Just throw all of that shit out the window. Whatever you think you know about trucking, I don't care who your daddy is, your uncle, you know somebody that's been trucking, you've been on the truck with somebody, it doesn't matter. Throw all of that shit out the window and listen to what they tell you and do exactly what they tell you to do, how they tell you to do it. That's the only way you're going to succeed. And the cool thing about it is the place that we're practicing out in the yard, in the back of the facility. It's a all gravel parking lot, which I think is cool. It's better for us. It'll probably make us better. But the other thing is, you know, people are letting off the clutch too fast or hitting the brakes too hard, and you got wheels, you know, they're going to be jerking, the whole cab will jerk. Now, on the gravel, the wheels will spin, so you're not jerking and fucking up the whole suspension. But on pavement, you're doing that kind of shit, I mean, you're gonna fuck up the suspension on the rig. So, you know, that's definitely something that I was happy about. Um, let's see here. Um, yeah. So, like I said, the first week's gonna be all classroom time, and then, like I said, this is at Trans Tech facility. I don't know how other facilities work. I don't really give a fuck about any of that. I'm at Trans Tech right now, via Swift, and like I said, this is in Hickory, North Carolina. So, week one is gonna be all classroom stuff. It's going to consist of classroom stuff, going over your pre-trip, watching a series of videos, learning about the mapping, how to plan routes. You're going to you're going to go to Fast Med, get your physical, and you're also going to get your drug test done. And that's all going to be week one. Week two is going to consist of straight line backing, offset backing, and 90-degree backing. All right. I'm not gonna really get into all that because it doesn't matter. You'll get that when you get here. Just pay attention, do what they tell you to do, listen to everything. Now, as far as this facility in Hickory, the lead trainer is David. There's another instructor named Joe. My classroom instructor was Brandon. There's another guy named Josh. All of them are very knowledgeable. David has over 30 years of experience of driving over the road himself. Joe has over 20 years and over 2 million miles or some shit, something ridiculous, but they know what the fuck they're talking about. I'm telling you, just listen to what they tell you and pay attention and do it how they tell you to do it, what they tell you to do, when they tell you to do it. That's the only way you're going to succeed. And the cool thing about it is we actually take our CDL test at the same exact place that we're training. So everything we're doing out here on the yard, that's exactly what we're going to be doing for the test. And it's in the same location. We actually get testers from DOT to come to the facility to test us right here where we're at. So, which is pretty cool. Let me see here. Week three. Week three is going to be your daytime driving. So you're going to be going from 8 to 5. Usually it's just 4 students on the truck and the instructor. They've got the back of it set up where the bed would be as seats for the students, which is pretty cool. I don't know if I'll be able to get some video footage or pictures or something like that, but I'll try to get it in there. Let's see here. That's going to be your third week, daytime driving 8 to 5, and the students you'll rotate. So everybody drives a certain amount of time. You're going to be learning how to do your shifting and everything like that, because during the backing right now, all we're doing is shifting from reverse to first to reverse. Then week four, you're going to be doing nighttime driving. So you'll come in at 2:30, and then you'll do the same thing. It's just nighttime driving, same thing. It'll be 2:30 to 11 p.m. And like I said, the students will rotate.